time with us. You sick of doing these interviews yet, or are you still enjoying this a little bit?
I'm still having fun with it.
Yeah. What is this experience like for you as we inch closer and closer to hearing your name called first overall on Thursday night?
I mean, it doesn't seem real. Like, from them days working out on an outdoor court to like 5 o'clock in the morning, to just a long hour spent traveling like with AAU, to actually know that it's gonna pay off tomorrow night is it really does not seem real.
Just take me through that. You know, it's all of our dreams when you start playing a game of basketball, and now you get a chance to walk across the stage, and we all know probably be the #1 pick. And just take me through when you knew that you had a chance to be a pro player. And how old were you when you knew you had that chance?
Well, my parents saw it in me like when I was a lot younger, but I always try to be realistic about things, and I think I saw it like last year at Duke, like after December, like when I started hearing more and more about how I might have a chance to go like to the NBA draft this year, and I was like, all right, like maybe I actually do have a shot. And now it seems like it's gonna happen, and I can't wait to grab the hat of whatever team selects me.
Is there some part of you that is kind of relieved that this part of it is almost over?
A little bit. It has been a lot, because you know, people basically try to tell me what team I'm going to, and I try to answer the questions to the best of my capabilities. But to know that after Thursday night I'll be able to say I'm a part of this organization.
Well, you can say it now. I mean,
I don't know. What team would that be?
I mean, if the Pelicans don't pick you, then David Griffin will be back working with us here on NBA TV. Let's be honest about that.
And just talk about, you know, did it get a chance to, you know, you played at high school, you played at AAU, got a chance to play at Duke. Now you get a chance to play at the NBA level. What best fits you position-wise, you think, going into the NBA?
I think just reading my matchup. Because I think we're in a time of like positionless basketball. So I think whatever my matchup is, I gotta take the best approach to it.
There's been a lot of talk about your body. I feel a little uncomfortable talking about it. It's a little weird. But what do you make of it? And people, whether it's media members or when you do sit down and talk with people in NBA organizations or your trainers that you work with, how important are people making how you work on your body and getting it ready for the NBA game?
It's very important. You know, I'm gonna sit down with the organization that drafts me, and you know, like we'll discuss whether it's affecting me or whether it's fine. Because you know, like they're the best at what they do, the trainers and stuff. So I'm gonna let them like tell me if it's slowing me down or if it's affecting me, and go from there.
Did your injury during the season this year that cost you a few games, did that open up your eyes to any other reality or give you some trepidation about, oh, everything's not just perfect?
You know, I knew injuries were a part of the game, but you know, it was just crazy because it was my shoe and I just blew right through it. So I mean, it was eye-opening in a sense, and like, wow, like literally anything can happen. So yeah, that perspective was eye-opening.
So Zion, let's talk about on the court. We know you can rebound the basketball. We know you can score. And you know, and everybody's going to talk about this three-point shooting. But give me another area that you want to work on from day one that make you a more complete player.
My mid-range, my post-mid-range game. I think if I can add that to my arsenal, I think I can be a very good player.
And also posting up. What's your thoughts on you getting down on the block and posting up?
Oh, like I have no problem doing that. Like, just got to read my matchup.
You know what I liked about that, Jerry? You see his mind? He's oh, no problem. That's the one thing I like. And just for you to see that you'll be able to post up, you'll be able to face up. And I think the one thing is that people got to realize is the way you approach the game as a winner. Just where does that come from?
You know, playing on the outdoor courts in McLeod Park in Florence, South Carolina, if you win, you stay on the court. If you lose, you off the court, and your team over there arguing like, man, whose fault was it? Like something happened. So I just wanted to stay on the court, so I just got that a winner's mindset.
You didn't come off the court early too often.
Not too often.
Zion, you're in such a unique position in this social media era that we live in, and all the attention that you've received from your high school days up until now, and the expectations. And I know you've talked a lot about that, but have you reached out to anybody, or is anybody in the league who can at least understand a little bit of what you're going through, reached out to you and offered any advice?
You know, the Duke players that come back, I always ask them questions, and the answer is usually the same. Just be the best version of myself I can be, and I stick with that.
Yeah, and when you talk about being the best version of yourself, what are some of your goals in your first year? We're not talking about, being MVP or anything like that. What are some of your small goals that you have that you want to accomplish from day one?
To know that I helped my team win. Know that I had an impact on the game. That I have a great role. Like knowing that whenever something was needed, my team never had a second thought that, all right, Zion can get this done for us.
Now, when you're back on the park playing, who were some of the players that you looked up to in the NBA? Who were some of your role models that you said, I want to be like him, I want to play like him?
My stepdad was very old school, so he would tell me to look at players like Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson. And for me, it was Michael Jordan because, he was obviously an assassin on offense, but he was an assassin on defense. Like, he was ready to guard the best player anytime, and I think I respect that the most about him, that he was just as good on defense as he was offense.
Now, assuming that Griff likes his job and doesn't want to be back working with us, he will select you Thursday night, #1 overall. The Pelicans have gone through an interesting time, obviously, with hiring Griff and him now executing this trade with Anthony Davis. Is there any part of you that has been curious to know why Anthony Davis no longer wanted to be a member of the New Orleans Pelicans?
Not at all. Anthony Davis is a grown man. He probably has a great team around him, so at the end of the day, it's a business, so he probably did what was best for him.